Brian Powell of I Run Far here with Alissa St Laurent after her 6th place finish at the 2017 UTMB. Congratulations, Alissa.
Thank you so much.
How was your journey out there?
It was a journey.
Yeah?
That's what I love about this course and this race. Like, you see so much, you experience so much, and I had it all out there. It was awesome. It was really great.
Let's start with the lows. What were the low parts, the hard parts of being out on the UTMB course this weekend?
Like, the fatigue really kicked in, and I still had so much drive at the end, but just things weren't just firing as fast as I needed them to. I started falling. That mud was just
really
so bad after about Champagne some time in there, and that just caused sort of problems.
Did it get frustrating after a while?
It did, yeah. I fell twice, a couple times. I was bleeding, and I just wanted to go. I wanted to use that downhill, and I just was a little too gun shy after those falls.
And what were some of the highlights earlier in the race?
Oh, just being out there and seeing everyone. Like, I felt good the whole time. I enjoyed the weather. I don't know if I'm one of the few that did, but I loved that element of it.
Like the challenge, or what?
I don't know. It just felt good. I enjoyed seeing how it changed in different areas. Of course, like Grand Col Ferret, the top there, but it was just white, and you could only see just a little bit in front of you. You just wanted to part the fog with your hands, and it was raining and then freezing rain, and it was just
And before Ferret, it would have been you went in Courmayeur, seeing the moon.
It just changed so much. It was neat to see how it just rolled in and changed.
Nice.
With the highs and the lows.
And did you have any battles out there with other competitors or women?
I didn't. There was just such a camaraderie. I got to run a little bit with Casey and Eliza and Sally and see a whole bunch of people, and then later on in the race I had my little group of guys that I was running with, Yassine Deboun and Tom. I met him during the race from the UK. So we kind of just buddied up and would split and see each other at aid stations and come together. And so I just felt really friendly the whole race.
Great camaraderie, except in the last few kilometers. Your competitive spirit kicked in a little bit, briefly.
It did, but
what happened there?
Kelly's won out. She had more drive, a little more intense than I was. So I'd already got into town on the road there, and I see a light, and I thought it was Yassine, and I was like, oh good, we can run in together, because he got a little, and I'd been just I was done by then, off the trails, and I was ready to just...
You were just cruising it in.
Kind of prep for the energy of the finish line. I was getting ready for that, and then I just see Kelly just fly past me, and it kicked in oh, she's taking my spot. I was already 5th and it's gone. So I held her for a little bit, but we still had over a kilometer to go through town. And then I just kind of felt silly just pushing that hard. My body was like, what are you doing? Because she's fast.
Yeah.
So she earned it. It was a little disappointing, but I respect her.
And you had a pretty good day out there.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I kind of worried at one point that I started out a little too conservative.
Yeah.
And was just having a little too much fun, because I felt good. But I didn't want to risk it. I've just had such a bad year of racing that I really wanted to finish. Of course, I wanted a top 10, but with this field, it's hard to even imagine that. It's hard to...
Yeah, backing up a little bit, you did have a rough year. I mean, Western States, what happened there?
Oh, it's just everything that could go wrong at States went wrong. I wasn't as confident as last year going into it. Just the training had been good, and then there'd been bad spots, and just a lot going on. And I'd had 2 DNFs before States.
Lake Sonoma and what else?
Sonoma and Tarawera. I went all across the world just to end myself in the hospital.
So does that make UTMB all the sweeter?
It does, yeah.
Even just finishing,
Yeah, I was worried I was a little too desperate for a good finish here, and I tried to really step back before the race and think, enjoy this, don't put too much pressure on yourself. And So that's why I started a little slower. I just wanted to finish.
It worked out for you. Yeah.
It did, yeah.
I mean, and over the last couple of years, you've had some really strong runs at like Western States. You were 5th last year, like winning the Canadian Death Race. like you're pretty strong at this.
Thanks.
Like,
yeah, sure.
Once you approach 100 miles, right?
Yeah, these big mountain courses. That's my game. For sure.
But you live in Edmonton. How does that work?
I make it work just by getting out of Edmonton a lot. I mean, a big part of my racing now is the travel. I haven't even raced in Canada for the past couple of years, and just to get out, we've got our mountains.
Oh, you do? I mean, yeah.
I have to drive 3 hours to get there, so I spend the whole weekend and
that's a good way to do it.
It is, because that's what I do when I'm there. I'm training. I'm working. It's we've got some great trails in Edmonton, but it's not enough.
Yeah.
So I get out a lot.
So going back even further in the past, like what is your history with sport? How did you get into running, or were you athletic before that?
No, I never would have called myself an athlete. I'm sure everyone that knew me growing up would have never pegged that title on me.
Then how did this happen?
I was always a wanderer. I grew up in the mountains in southern Alberta, and was a hiker. I was big in the outdoors. I did like trail maintenance for Parks Canada and just loved to be out there. Did like backpacking trips. So that's definitely where it came from. And then I socially started to run, and then learned about trail running, and it like clicked.
How long? Like when did you like start? Training regularly and getting into racing. How many years ago was that?
Maybe 6.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just worked your way up over a couple years and find yourself running around Mont Blanc.
Who would have thought? I sure wouldn't have.
What's up next for you? Anything else this year?
We'll see.
Yeah,
there's always a few things on the go. I don't know which direction I want to take it. Well, kind of wanted to wait and see how UTMB felt, how the recovery went, but.
Does this one draw you back maybe next year?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah?
Like, I love the course, and I feel like I can do really well on this course, and maybe I change my strategy a little bit and go out
a little harder?
A little riskier.
Yeah?
It might work out for me, because, by the end when I was starting to move up, you can only do so much. So you run out of time, you run out of course, and the fatigue sets in, so
the wheels are going.
Thinking about that.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations on a great run, Alissa.
Thanks so much.
Yep.
It's good to have you guys out here.
Oh, it was a pleasure.